Rachel, you're the very first one to join. Rachel wins the first viewer award. Hey everybody, hey Amy, Decor Pixie. I saw a few others. Hasten Hendricks. Bethany Jett is on. Renee is on. Man, this light is really bright on my face tonight. If I back up, no, that's not good. Okay, I got to work on lighting in here. This is bad. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Are you ready for wine talks tonight? I'm so excited about tonight. I've got my wine here. I'm back to Cooper's Hawk red wine tonight, and it's really good. Hey, Doth and ice cream. Hopefully it's a better wine. Who is that? AMA 12344. This is Cooper's Hawk. It's a really good red wine. Hey, Kevin, how was the movie? Allison, the movie Tomorrowland was pretty good. Some people loved it and talked about it as the best movie of their life. I wouldn't go that far with it, but it was really, really good. So I did think that it was a good movie. I'll have to do a scope on that at some point. Anyway, I hope everybody's excited. We've got our second ever Periscope crawl tonight. So we're really excited, those of you that have joined in to talk about Periscope crawl. Tonight we're hashtag PCrawl. So if you want to talk about it on Twitter, it's not the best movie of my life, but it has a great message. Yeah, it did have a really good message. I agree. I just had a shipment of wine today from nakedwines.com. Nakedwines.com. Now you're speaking my language. Okay. Hey girl, get excited. Ups, man. What? UPS man. What? Sorry, I missed it. Those comments were flying through. The naked wine caught me off guard. I'm going to have to look that up at nakedwines.com. Anyway, okay, so if you want to go to Twitter, you can talk about hashtag PCrawl. We're talking about Periscope Crawl tonight. Kelsey Humphreys is in the house. Wow, Kelsey Humphreys is joining us. If you do not follow Kelsey Humphreys, you should. When she says hello, you should click on her box. She's doing huge things. She and I have similar goals of being TV host one day. And she's actually further along than me on that goal. But anyway, follow her. She's awesome. You've been sick. Sorry, Kelsey. Hope you're doing better. We have wine. We're drinking wine in your honor tonight. So anyway, but next week, prepare yourselves. Yeah, she's going to be back on Periscope. She's going to take over the Periscope world. I'm excited. So tonight, we are doing another Periscope crawl, which means you will listen to me for a few minutes, and then we're going to go to @BetJett. So if you're not following @BetJett, she's on here. Make sure you click on her profile and follow her. Then we're going to go to, I'm also eating Whoppers while drinking wine. Wow, that's amazing, Rachel. That's a good combo right there. I haven't had Whoppers in forever. Wait, Whoppers, Whoppers, like Burger King Whoppers? Oh, wow. Doing it fancy tonight. Anyway, so @BetJett, these crawls are such a good idea. Thanks, Kelsey. We are loving them. Don't tell me when I'm diabetic. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Hey, Matt Hamster Senior. Oh, no, not Burger King. Okay. Whoppers, like the chocolate Whoppers. Drinking a delicious Cabernet tonight. Wow. Okay, Whoppers candy. Okay. Well, that's a little better then, I think. So anyway, hashtag PCrawl. Me for a few minutes, @BetJett, and then @JB Howard is going to share some awesome tips on a site that you need to use for Periscope, and then I'm going to end it tonight. If you haven't done it already, click or swipe to the right and invite your followers. I think if you're Android users, you swipe up, I think, but you can invite your followers because they want to hear these. Tonight we're talking about stress-free scoping. So Periscope seems to add stress to some people's lives, so we're going to try to ease that tonight. And one way to do that is with wine. So make sure you're drinking your wine tonight. Okay. Thanks for all the heart love. I appreciate all the hearts so much. If we say anything that you agree with tonight, give us some heart love. We would appreciate that. Stress-free scoping is what we're talking about. I've got 3 tips to share with you, and then I've actually got a 4th tip that's the best tip of the night, and I'm going to share it at the very end of the PCrawl. So you want to make sure you're hanging out with us to the very, very end, and then I'm going to share with you one of the best tips I've heard so far about Periscope. All right, let's start. I feel like we've got a bunch of people. If you're new, this is the Periscope crawl. You're going to join 3 different Periscopers back to back to back, sort of like a hello from Chicago. Hey, Chicago, one of my favorite cities in the world. Sort of like a bar crawl, but it's a Periscope crawl. Okay, so let's go with number 1. Some people stress out. Okay, people stress out. Hello from Pennsylvania. People stress out about what to scope about. What am I going to Periscope about? Okay, don't stress, people. There's no sense in stressing. Hey, Kristen, Payment Free Life. We're talking about stress-free scoping tonight. The first tip is don't stress about what you're going to scope about. Think about what do you love to do? What comes naturally to you, and you can scope about that. For instance, Payment Free Life that just joined on here, she is a financial guru. Like, she knows a lot of stuff about finances. So what does she scope about? She scopes about finances because that's what comes naturally to her. That's what she loves to do. Rachel Mayo, who's in here, follow her at Rachel C. Mayo. She is a diabetic. That I would say it came naturally to her, but that's just what happened. But she scopes about diabetes and has a huge following of people that have questions about diabetes, and she is teaching me a lot of things as long as a lot of people. What's the ideal length of a time for a scope? It can be whatever you want to be. Mine are about 10 to 12 minutes, and I think that's pretty good. That kind of keeps everyone's attention, but it doesn't go too long. At least 5 minutes, though, so people can join. Okay, so do what you love. Do what comes naturally to you. Here's another thing. Hand talking. Hand talking for me. I talk with my hands, so I Periscope in my hands, of course. Turn a daily activity that you do all the time into a Periscope. For example, there's somebody that I'll follow on Periscope, and they take their dogs to the dog park every day. So they've started doing Periscopes from dog parks, and I think it's great. I think it's awesome. For me, one thing that comes naturally to me is drinking some wine. So I have turned nightly drinking of wine into wine talks for me, and that's become something that has grown and doing very well. Another thing that comes naturally for me is encouraging other people to help live out their best life. So I have done Periscopes on believing that your life matters and that the goals and the dreams you have for your life are there for a reason. So that subject comes naturally to me. Okay, so that's the first one. Do what you love, do what comes naturally to you, and turn a daily activity into a Periscope. So that's a great one. Hey, Curious Themes. Number 2, here's the number 2 tip of our Periscope crawl from Stress-Free Scoping. Don't be afraid to comment to the commenters, okay? So this is what happens, and this is how you can help a scoper like myself not stress out. There are so many times thanks, Rachel. There are so many times that we as scopers, we miss some of the comments. So if somebody asks a question, if they were to comment on something, and you know the answer, go ahead and answer that. I say answer. That's the most southern word that I say. Answer. I say answer. Sorry. Yeah, I caught you finally. Hey, Mainland Mom. What am I saying? Don't be afraid to comment to the commenters. Interact with comments. You guys are already doing a great job of this. I see already. Don't be afraid to interact with each other. Ask each other questions. Answer the questions. Wish the questions would stay longer. I know. I agree, but it's part of Periscope being in the moment. Is that own that twang? I know, but I don't have a huge Southern accent, so I don't like that. Anyway. So number 2, don't be afraid to comment to the commenters. Okay, number 3, and this is what I want you to do. If you agree with anything I've said so far, I want you to give me a thumbs up, okay? Use your emoticon and give a thumbs up. If you agree with any of these tips we've talked about so far, do a thumbs up in your comment box right now while I do this, while I drink this. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now, one thing that you can do, if you're like me and you've got 3 tips and you're trying to get through your scope and make sure that you get all 3 tips done, but you're kind of missing out on some people's questions, you still want to interact with people. So one way to do that is to say, okay, if you want me to go to the next one, give me a thumbs up. Or if you agree with what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. You're still interacting with people, and you can kind of save some of the questions for the end, which will kind of help make your Periscope a little more concise and a little more on track a little bit. So thanks, Renee must have done something, I missed it. But thanks for the thumbs up. Okay, so that's my 3 tips for stress-free scoping. 1, let's repeat them one more time. Do what you love. Do what comes naturally to you. Don't stress out about that. Just do what comes naturally to you. Number 2, don't be afraid to comment to the commenters. And don't be afraid to answer questions to each other, comment, interact with each other. That gives you a great way to follow people as well. Best time to schedule one is prime time best. We're going to talk about time schedules here in just a second. And then last one, you can tell people to give a thumbs up if that makes sense. It's a great way to interact with followers, get them engaged with what you're doing, but just in case you don't get to answer all of the questions. Okay, if anything else, we have learned that Kevin is the most southern person on the word answer. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. Bethany is about to get ready. Bethany Jett is coming on next. So you want to make sure you're following her. Then @JB Howard, and then I'm going to wrap it up with my favorite tip of the night is coming up, okay? At the very, very end. So thanks, guys, for the hearts. Thanks for participating in our Periscope crawl. We've got 30 live viewers. That's amazing. So let's sign off right now, and we're going to go to Bethany Jett. Have a great night. See you soon. There's Bethany Jett right now. She's getting on. Here we go. She should be on about now.
Hey, Kelsey. Hey, everybody. Everyone's coming in really, really quick because you just left Kevin's, which is awesome. He did such a good job. So we are doing, hey! Thanks for inviting followers. The Periscope crawl is so much fun. We are loving this, and we have so many topics and guest speakers. So if you have questions for us or want to be a guest on a Periscope crawl, we now have an email. Thank you. You guys know, if you are following me, I am mid-maintenance, not high maintenance, not low maintenance, mid-maintenance, and I don't even have my extensions in. Hey, Jason! So I'm having a good hair day tonight. If you need to get a hold of us, you can at info@periscopecrawl.com, and we will get your messages. Hey, Jen from Virginia, I am happy to have you here. Thank you. Thanks, Jim Bob. Whenever JB Howard pops up, make sure to follow him because he is next, and he is going to teach you IFTTT, which is amazing and the best stress-free thing in your life. I was mind blown. Mainly a mom, low maintenance. That's okay. You just got to own whatever you are. You got to own it. So my 3 tips, and actually I have 4. I didn't tell the other guys that, but I'll go fast and I talk fast. Hey, Ryan. Okay, number 1, your title is important. And we learned from, hey, Scott. Hey, Allison. We learned from some of the other, oh, bye, Ryan. We learned from some of the other top people who are teaching on Periscope that you really want to try to limit your title to about 60 to 70 characters because it's being pushed over to Twitter, and they are adding live on Periscope to it, and maybe something else. So make sure you're keeping your titles really concise, but you can make sure you say what you want. This is especially important if you are talking on multiple topics, like me and Kevin. And a lot of you have different things that you want to talk about. So, like makeup, I love doing that. Your voice is hurting my ears. Sorry, turn it down. If a hashtag is trending on Twitter that's relevant to what you're going to talk about, just check Twitter. Thanks, Amy, and see if it's relevant, and then put it in there because people on Twitter are going to be able to find your Periscope and join in. Kevin's handle is @_Kevin Buchanan. @_Kevin Buchanan. And he's going to be following up. Thank you. Maybe it's a little high coming through the thing. I don't know. I don't think anyone ever likes their own voice. I don't. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, and Kevin talked a little bit about this, is you can be totally random because what you think is going to be like a really big topic and everyone's going to love it and they're going to follow you and comment, it can totally tank, and then you'll do something completely out of the blue and it'll be like the best thing ever. And that happened to me today because I got this amazing mascara in the mail and I have been waiting for it to come in because I was like, I am totally going to Periscope. I tried to do one Periscope and only did 1 minute due to stage fright. That's okay. You have done more than a lot of people. A lot of people are afraid to even do one. So you got that out of the way. Do another one. Please. We need to hear what you say. Don't be scared of haters. We have a no grace policy. So if someone says something like, if it's totally bad, block them right away. If it's kind of weird, I usually give them like one more chance. Like I watch them, and if they say something weird again, boop, take them off. Yeah, do not let them take over your Periscope. No grace policy. No grace policy for trolls. Okay, my makeup one totally tanked today. I had maybe 4 people that I knew in there, and most of them were guys. And I was very specific that I was talking about makeup. Here's another tip. Make sure that your face is at the top of the screen so when people are commenting, they can still see you. I've been having mine too low. But then today I did this random one with no makeup on, first thing in the morning, on personalities, because my sister and I were talking about them. Well, things that you never think will go big do, and it turned into like a really big conversation that led over to Facebook. Misty, I just don't want to get dressed. That's the benefit of working from home. Holler! I love working from home. And this one was terrible. The light was like right on my face. It looked really, really bad. But it was one of those crazy, crazy things. Do it anyway. Ronnie, I scope early in the morning. Haters aren't up yet. Ronnie's are amazing at 7 Central. ENFP. I made you a scope where only friends can comment at first. That's okay. You can do private ones for sure. You looked fine, thanks. It was crazy. And I did smudge my mascara on the thing. I wiped my eye and it went all over. And that actually is one of my bonus tip. It's okay if stuff happens when you're live, because this is real life. You're inviting people into your space and you don't have a do-over. So if kids come running in here because someone's nose is bleeding or you wipe makeup all over your face, just play it off and keep going. People know that they're following you in real life, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I actually love the people who are more real with what's going on in their life than if they're trying to make this into like a video. Although that is good. You can definitely save your content for sure. We're going to be saving these. And then last one, because we are going to Jim Bob Howard. So, let's see comments. Hey, Nate! Thanks, Angela. Oh, you're so sweet. Jim Bob Howard. I need Jim Bob Howard to start coming in here. Maybe do like a countdown. Jim Bob, like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then he'll be going on in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and give my last tip and then hang out with me here. And then when Jim Bob comes up, go over to him. Last one. Invite people to comment early. You can give them a code word. Alex Pettit does this. So today, this morning, I said, if you are usually on my Periscopes, type the word coffee in the comments. And if you're new, type the word donuts, which is just totally random. Because it's a way for people who who are new to be seen, to be comfortable commenting with you. And then the people who are already following you can make a new friend and sort of interact with them. So it gets people used to donut. It gets people, and it invites them to do a comment with you. So that's a really great way to get people started. Yay! I'm glad you like the tip. So, Jim Bob, sign off, and he's going to sign on in a minute. So don't get off unless you're afraid your notification isn't going to go anywhere. So, in a minute, hopefully a little pop-up box is going to say that Jim Bob Howard is live with part 3 of this Periscope crawl. And again, oh, he's counting down. 2, 1. Stick with me. Don't leave me. All right, so about 30 seconds, he's going to be back on. And again, the email to reach us is, hey, info@periscopecrawl.com. If you want to be a guest, if you know someone who should be a guest, if you just want to shout out and say hey to us, please send us an email. Okay, there he goes. He's going to be on in just a minute. So if you're afraid you're not going to get his notification, you can click the little X to get out of my broadcast. If you know the notification is going to pop up, just hang out with me for another minute. As soon as I see it, I'm going to get off. Pass the cast. Ooh, yay. Info, INFO, at Periscope, PERISCOPE, crawl, CRAWL.com. Yay! Thanks for the hearts, guys. I'm loving these Periscope crawls. P-crawl. Hashtag P-crawl. Oh, my counter is going crazy. Hi, Curious Names.
Hello?
Nope, Jim Bob Howard hasn't come on yet.
Yes.
He is? Okay, bye, guys. Info@periscopecrawl.com. Yeah, you can share it. He's on.
Hello. Everybody coming in from Periscope Crawl. Look at the hearts going already. Everybody coming in. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Hutch. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Dan. Hey, Bipolar Mom. Rhonda. Hey, I'm so glad you stumbled into this too. Jennifer, this is awesome. Glad you could make it. Hey, well, let's do that real quick because I like what Bethany just said. So if you have been here before, go ahead and comment with wine. If you haven't been here before, if you're brand new to this or your first time following me, then type in water. So we'll do water and wine, and we'll see what we get. Meanwhile, I'm going to have some wine. Wine. So yeah, sorry, I'm Texas. It's wine, not one. Chocolate hearts. I like chocolate hearts. Those are great. All right, so they have asked me to follow up and show something pretty cool that I have fun with. Yep, turning water into wine. You saw that there. Very good. Thank you, Nate. That's exactly right. So if you're water, soon you'll be wine. So keep following along. Thanks so much for Bethany and for Kevin. If you are just joining in with me, first of all, if you liked what you heard from Bethany, hopefully you're going to like what I have to say too. Go ahead and swipe. If you're on iOS, swipe to the right and invite your followers to come in and get these tips. If you're on Android, just tap the little person down at the bottom where it says there are 28 people in here. And I think if you swipe up, it'll let you do the same thing too. So you can invite your followers to come along for this as well. But make sure if you've just joined in with me or you just joined in with Bethany, make sure that you follow Kevin Buchanan. Kevin, say something in the comments so that people can follow you if they didn't follow you at the beginning, because we're going to go back to Kevin for the best tip ever. I think you're going to love it. So make sure that you're following Kevin. There he is right there. He says, hey. Make sure that you're following him. Okay, so enough of that. So if you were with us last week, so this is our second Periscope crawl. Last week, I started off talking, and all of a sudden everything went, kind of went like that, and just went beep, stop, done. So we didn't get the recording. Nobody got to see what I had to say, and we lost it all. So I'm going to do the same tip again, and I'm going to talk about it real quick because a lot of people didn't get to see it. So we're going to show it one more time. And I'm going to turn this. This is a great tip, and this is for stress-free scoping. And this is about IFTTT, and that stands for if this, then that. And so what this is a website, and it's IFTTT, and if you come up here to the top, it's IFTTT.com. Let that kind of focus in there. So this is a cool thing because it's a website. Yeah, a lot of people have seen this, and it's not just for what we're talking about today. But the good thing is it really helps out with Periscope. The reason why is because in Periscope you can have it go ahead and tweet out the fact that you're getting ready to broadcast, and then that's where it ends. So what this does is this gives you the ability to capture those by coming into to a recipe. So if you come up here and I look at my recipes, which is where I am now, I can create a recipe that says if something happens on Twitter, which is I tweet something, and I put a hashtag on it that says I am live, which I didn't do this time, but that's what you do. So you put I am live on the end of it. Then it will send that out to LinkedIn. I also have it where it goes out to Facebook. And so if I click on this, you can see what happens. So if there's a new tweet by me with the hashtag I'm live, then it's going to create a link on my timeline. You can also have this go to your Facebook page. So if you're doing something that needs to go out to your Facebook page, that's another thing you can do. In fact, you could have two recipes. So you can have it do both. You can have it go to your timeline and go to your Facebook page. And so it's pretty simple. So the trigger is it's looking for this hashtag right here, this I'm live. And then the action is create a link. And the very first thing is first link URL. This little button over here on the right makes it easy for you to find an ingredient that you want to include. So it's really simple, right? So you put that in, you pick the first link URL, and it goes out. Then down in the message, you can have it say live now on Periscope, and then the text of whatever your title was, right? So that's such a great help to get it directly out to Facebook for you. The other thing you can do too, because one of the things that Bethany was talking about was if you have different topics that you're doing, and so you're not always talking about the same thing, you can have a different hashtag for each of your topics so that you can have it go out directly to that. So there you go. There's that one. And let's see, what were the other things I want to talk about? Oh, Yesterday there was a new release for Android, and I don't have Android. I have iOS, and that's what we've been using. And there are all sorts of great things that we've been doing over the last few weeks with that. There are two things that I've learned about with Android. So if you are working with and you want to slide right to invite, which is what we've been saying for weeks. Well, Android, it doesn't work that way. You have to slide up. So where you tap, but this works for both. Is if you tap on the little person down at the bottom right of the screen, then it'll go up and it'll allow you to do that as well. And I want to show you something else too with my wife's phone, and she's very sweet because you can see here.
I'm totally just.
Now she's behind me.
I'm totally just being the random person in the room.
Right. So we're getting a pretty cool effect going on there, but I want to show you something really quick. If you need to block somebody, so we talked about the fact that if you needed to block somebody who was trolling, and a troll is somebody that says something that they shouldn't be saying. There's no need to hang out or say anything to them. Just block them. So what you want to do is, to block him, I'm not going to block Nate, but I'm gonna tap on him here real quick. See these buttons here? There's reply, view profile, and block user. And you know what? Nah, I don't want to block Nate because I'll kick him out. But sometimes you can accidentally block somebody. So I want to show you something really quick, and I don't know if I can do it in here. I might be able to. Let me see. No, I can't do it while she's in the scope. So let me show you from over here. So if you're outside of the scope and you have somebody that you want to unblock, like earlier I was watching somebody and I was commenting well, and then all of a sudden, boom, I got blocked. I didn't say anything bad, and so I have a feeling that it was somebody new and they weren't really sure what to do. If you click the little button down over here and then go to blocked, you can see the people that you've blocked, and if you click on them, you can see that it says that they're blocked. So you can click that button, unblock that user, and now you can. I'm not following them automatically, but I could if I wanted to. So, yeah, see, right, exactly. Renee accidentally blocked Rachel, so now you know how to unblock somebody if you need to. There's some other cool stuff on this page too. You can see who you're following, and you know what? It's okay if you want to unfollow some people, but I'm following some great people, and so is Amy. If you want to unfollow people because they're talking about things that maybe you're just getting that tweet too many times, you can unfollow. You can also go and look at your followers and find, hey, I've got some new people that are following me, and I can go and I can follow them. So those are some great tips of stuff that you can do. There was one other thing, and some people don't even do this on iOS, so you may not even know that this is a thing. I know that on Android, one of the things that you can't do is you can't reply to comments. So if someone else is commenting, you can't go and reply to them. Well, some people don't realize that you can do that actually on iOS. If you tap on somebody and then you click on the reply, it automatically puts their @ handle into it, and then puts the text on there. The cool thing about that is that, hey honey, would you make a comment to me real quick, because I want to show how it looks on your phone. Hopefully you can. Okay, so she's going to come back, and I'm going to show you that real quick. But what you can do is when you tap on them and you hit reply, like Renee just then, she replied to Nate Worthington. Everybody else sees @Nate Worthington and just in case, but Nate sees something different. So let me show you what that looks. In case nobody's ever replied to you, send me a comment real quick. So my wife, Decor Pixie, and if you're not following her, you really should, because she's awesome. She's gonna make a comment here real quick, and then I'm gonna reply to her. Ah, sweet. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it won't let me reply on here. Okay, well, I can't do that while I'm doing this, so that didn't work too well.
Thanks, Allison, for the follow.
So, okay, Bethany, would you reply to Amy? And then I will show what that looks like, okay?
You told people to follow me. I got all these people following me now. Y'all are so sweet. But I can't see Jim Bob, and I can't say anything.
That's okay. Just say something real quick, and Bethany will go ahead and
to Bethany?
Yeah. Or just say something to anybody, and then Bethany will reply. It's tag team scoping going on here. So, yeah. Okay. So somebody reply to Amy real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like if you. Let's see.
There it is.
So there it is right there. So Bethany replied to Decor Pixie, and it puts a little arrow there, so it makes it stand out for them. So that's another thing. That's another thing to do about when you. How can I get this turned back around here? So that's another thing you can do too while you're in the scope, and it's a great way to help people out and make sure that your comments are being seen as well. So. Okay, so those are the things I wanted to tell you about IFTTT, and don't get stuck just on that. If you think that you're never going to use this to broadcast, go look at IFTTT anyway, because I've got a recipe in there that tells me welcome back to Anna Maria Island whenever I go up there, because my phone knows where it is and it sends me this little text, which I always forget about it when I go, so that's always fun too. So you can do some fun things with IFTT. The other thing is to reply to comments, and the other one was the other thing that I said. So hopefully you guys will remember what that was. I'm going to go back and watch the replay and try to remember what I learned. So, okay, if you haven't done it already, you need to be sure and follow Kevin Buchanan. Kevin, come in and say hi so people can follow you so we can take it back to you. A private, oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, Nate. I'd love to walk you through that as well. That would be fantastic. So, okay, so here's Kevin. He says, let's do this. Make sure that you grab his right there if you're not following him. And Kevin, if you want to, go ahead and start counting down and let people know that they can go join you soon. In the meantime, let me see if there's anything else. I had a note. How to unblock. That was the other thing. That was important that I wanted to make sure. Oh, don't forget to, if you have any questions for us, make sure to send us an email to info@periscopecrawl.com, and we can talk about it next time. We can have a theme. If you'd like to be on the Periscope Crawl and be in the loop here, we'd love to have you. We have a special guest hopefully next week that we've been talking to, so we're hoping that that's going to work out pretty well. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, but coming up. So get ready, and as soon as you see Kevin, go ahead and as soon as he pops up, you can go ahead and jump right over to him. I'm just going to keep talking for a little bit in case anybody has any other questions. I can go ahead and answer those as well. And thanks so much. Thanks so much for the hearts and for inviting your friends. Thanks for posting the email too, Beth.
Keep talking. They like you.
I know. I think that's all you.
All right, everybody's joined. Man, you're so fast in getting over here. I love it. I have this much wine left. This is all I've got left, people. Jenny, what's up? Hey, everybody. Amanda, Lisa, Rachel. Okay, let's do this. Love that shirt. Thank you so much. I'm a big plaid person, if you don't know already. So I'm all about some plaid. Hey, baby 262. Kevin, home alone yet? Successful crawl, you guys rock. You really, really, really do. So you need wine delivery. I agree. Somebody set me up, okay? Okay, so before I finish off the wine, we've got the best tip of the night, okay? Thanks so much for you guys for the great crawl. I love you. We are so appreciative of you. And we wanted to end with our best tip of the night. Now, before I give you that, I'm going to make you wait for just 2 more seconds. Don't forget, if you have a suggestion for something you want us to talk about on #PCrawl, if you have a question for us, if you have a recommendation of who we should have as a guest scoper, you can email us. We're so official. We have our own email address at info, I-N-F-O, at periscopecrawl.com. Are you shouting? I'm shouting because I'm so excited. So yeah, we're so fancy now. We're so fancy. info@periscopecrawl.com. Send in your questions you want us to talk about. Send in your suggestions. Send in what you love, what you hate. If you have somebody you want us to feature, send that in. Okay, so let's talk about our best tip of the night. Okay, let's talk for just a moment, okay? Everyone listen. Everyone get real quiet. Let's be honest, Periscope is blowing up. People are all over Periscope. Now that Android users are in, which we love, we're so glad that Android users are in, let's remember that Periscope is blowing up. So what people are doing is that when they go live to Periscope, thank you Android, yes, all the Android users are like, yeah, almost cussed. I have a no cussing rule on Periscope. So I've done really good so far. So people are all over Periscope. What they're doing though is will Periscope last? Yes. I'm saying it right now. Yes, it will. When people are on Periscope, they are scoping at like 7 o'clock, 7:05, 7:10, 7:15. Here's our best tip of the night, and we heard it from somebody else. Don't scope on the fives. Somebody type that out for me. Don't scope on the fives. Now, here's why you don't want to do that. Yes, Alex Pettit shared this first, and we stole it from him. Don't scope on the fives, because this is what happens. A lot of people that pre-program their tweets to go out, they program it to go out on the fives. So 7:05, 6:05, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45. They do all that. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you will scope at 7:31, and if you notice, tonight we did that. 7:31 is when we went live. So when Twitter tweets that out to us, we get a lot more views because people were bombarded with tweets at 7:30, but at 7:31 they were not. So that's our big tip for the night. When you scope, when you scope, don't do it on the fives. Do it at 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39. 41, 42, 43, 44. Okay, don't scope on the fives. Smarty pants, gotcha. Okay, so awesome tip. Thank you. We love your energy. Thank you. I think it's like the wine. It's like really giving me some energy. Plus, you guys are like rocking tonight. 37 live viewers right now. It's amazing. So let's finish this wine and then have a last thought for the day. Here we go. Okay. Woo. That's how you do it. People, okay, we're all jacked up on scope. You better believe it. Okay, so question, should we scope on the fives? You know what? At Remodeling Clay, you know what? Everybody, go ahead and follow at Remodeling Clay. He is my arch nemesis in life, and we've never even met, really. But we're going to meet in June. So, anyway, we want people on the P-Crawl. Yeah, what Ryan just said at Mainland Mom, you should do a P-Crawl. We want to feature people on the P-Crawl, so make sure, I feel like my camera's going down. Make sure that you email us if you want to be a part of it, email us. We'll feature you, trust me. Was that a trick question? Every Remodeling Clay fired? Anyway, okay, P-Crawl, what? Okay, so what about at .00? No, don't do that either. Don't do 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Always make sure it's an odd time. It'll get you more live views on Twitter. So, okay, info@periscopecrawl.com. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. We appreciate it. And we will we'll have definitely more of these. We'll do this again next week, and we'll let you know when it's going to be. Thanks, guys. Have a great. What would you like us to talk about on the P-Crawl? Let us know what you want us to talk about on the P-Crawl, and we will definitely do that. Thanks for the tips. You guys are awesome, pretty brilliant. What? Fan for life. Yay, Lisa Wicks, we love you. Whatever you want, send us an idea. Yeah, we want to cover different topics too. It doesn't have to be best practices. It can be different topics as well. So it could be favorite books or favorite movies or that kind of thing. So send us your ideas. We will read the emails on the daily. So we love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to sign off now. And I'll see you. I'll be back tomorrow night for Wine Talks at 7:30 Central. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Good night. Bye-bye. What about periscoping in Army time? What? Nate, I don't know Army time. I can't talk about that. Periscope for life. Or until Facebook takes over. True. All right. I'm just going to stay on while everybody signs off. 7:31 Central. Oh, that's right. Right. 7:31 Central. Thank you so much for that. Miss Green. Thank you so much for that. 7:31 will be Wine Talks. Thank you for calling me out. I appreciate that. What's the heart goal up to? My heart goal is 100,000. I'm at like 85,000, so we're going to get that for sure really soon. Okay, no, you say bye first. Okay, I got to say bye. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Love you guys. Watch Rite Aid Harden tomorrow at 7:01 Central Time. Periscope in 3-4 time. Okay, I got to go. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.